Hey guys, welcome back to Mindset Managed. Today I wanted to talk about, coming off the back of last week's episode and the podcast episodes that I've been doing and the fact that it's September, I wanted to talk about things that you can do to ensure that you're enjoying and making the most of autumn. I really like autumn time. I think that it's a great time for introverts and creatives and, people who like to read, that kind of thing, because it's very much a time of, going back into the nest, right? Like summer, spring, people start going out and doing things. The long days help you to, go for long walks and, make the most of the sun, really. But then once autumn comes and the days are slower and colder, it's a time to stay at home more often and to, kind of get to know yourself, to self-reflect, to take time in solitude. And like I say, that's a great time for the creatives to do their thing, to be inspired by the aesthetic of autumn and to read loads of great books. But I wanted to kind of inspire you with some of the things that I've got on my list to do for the autumn time and ways that you can ensure that you're still being intentional about your life, basically. So I always call it intentions, so seasonal intentions. So it's like I've got my autumn intentions, my intentions list, the things that I'll do over the 3 months, and I've got like the images of what autumn looks like to me and ways to inspire myself and feel excited to get down to it and enjoy the time of year. So without further ado, so on my list I've got to binge watch horrors. So obviously you've got Halloween in October, which is autumn time, and it's a great time to watch horrors. So last year what I did was I printed off a list of horrors, like I think it must have been 31 of them, so we could watch one a day if we wanted to, or binge watch several in one day. And I put that list in my living room for my mum and my sister and my boyfriend to see it, and they could like put a star next to whichever ones they really wanted to watch, and then we could ensure that everybody who wanted to watch the same ones would watch them at the same time. And so we'd all go into the living room and watch these horrors with the the curtains drawn, feeling a bit scared, having a hot chocolate or whatever. And I felt like that was really fun, and I'd like to do that again this year. The next one is to watch classics. So I didn't do this last year. Instead what we did, we watched 90s films, I think, which again was really fun. We'll probably do that again. But I've got watched classics. Like I've always enjoyed film, the creation of film, the narratives of film, the script. I mean, I'm a writer, so of course I love that. I love the storytelling that goes into film. And so you can't be a film buff without watching the classics, right? So I've got a list of classics, films that you have to have watched, and I'm going to watch them with either my partner or by myself. It's just something that I really want to do, so I can improve my knowledge of classics and to make the most of like I say, the hermit time that you have at home. The next one is to just celebrate Halloween. I've put to build a fort. So me and my partner, we're kind of childish sometimes, and we have this tradition, like for the 5 years that we've been together, we've probably created like 3 or 4 forts, and it's just about like using blankets and pillows and stuff to like attach together to make a fort in like a living room or whatever, and then you do it facing the TV. That's always the best thing. You can do like string lights and get snacks and stuff, or order a takeout, and then you watch films whilst being in this den kind of thing. Like it's really fun, it's really cool, and it's a perfect time of year to do it now, so I'll put that on my list. Next thing is to celebrate my partner's 25th, so he'll be turning 25 in October. I'm not sure what we're going to do yet. We've kind of changed our minds several times, and certain financial things affects what we can do, but I really want to ensure that he has a good 25th. It's a good birthday, it's a good milestone, so to ensure that he has a good time will be definitely on my list. I've put cozy blankets and hot drinks. So I'm a coffee, like I used to love tea, but now I love coffee, and I love hot chocolates as well. Like that's very Christmassy to me, but like different types of coffee has been like my thing. I really want to try different types of coffee, so that'll be great. I've put to read Harry Potter. So what I started to do, I think maybe 2 years ago, was read as many Harry Potter books as I could from autumn to winter, because I feel like autumn winter is a great time for Harry Potter. I think people would argue between it being a Halloween film and it being a Christmas film. They're always on. I don't know if they do it in your part of the world, but I'm in the UK, they always come on the TV in the winter time. So I think it's perfect to read as many Harry Potter books as you can, and to also watch the Harry Potter films at this time of year. I've put to make a pumpkin pie. I have no idea how to do this. It seems like a very American thing, but I'm going to try do it and we'll see what happens. But like, you know, with pumpkins being a thing, I want to try at least one pumpkin recipe. So we'll see how that goes. I've also got to drink the pumpkin spice lattes. So everyone always talks about them, but I've never actually tried it. So I want to try it this year. I've put to carve pumpkins, of course. I've put to write some poetry. Like, I like poetry, but I don't like it because I'm good at it. I will admit I'm not great at it. Like, some people, like, the way that they weave the words together is just amazing, but I do it purely because I get this kind of like this feeling or this spark of one idea, and then it flows into something else, and next thing I know I have some sort of poem, some sort of poetry prose thing going on, and I like to do that every now and then, and I want to do it with more intention come autumn. So I would love to put more of that out. I put NaNoWriMo, which is National Novel Writing Month, which happens in November. I don't think I'll get to do it because, like I say, there's certain things that are changing in my life that might affect me being able to do it, but I'll still give it a try. Me and my friend have decided to do a kind of NaNoWriMo of ourselves this September, so I might just complete NaNoWriMo in September rather than November, but either way I would like to do at least 50,000 words in the autumn time. I would love to get a large chunk of my book written in the autumn time. Next one's coffees, fire, hot chocolates. I've put fire and marshmallows. I really want to get into like my inner Ravenclaw, to be really creative and really productive and hardworking at this time, because I do feel like I'm weird. Like, I either get really stuck into things in summertime, or I really get stuck into things in autumn time. Summer and autumn are my high productive times of year, so I didn't really do that much this summer. I really relaxed, probably a bit too much, but so I feel like autumn will be my time to channel my inner Ravenclaw, to really produce and just do it with creative abandon and see what happens. So I really love to do that. I've put fantasy and magic, so like I say, I'm going to be reading Harry Potter, I'm going to be watching Harry Potter, but I also will try and read some other fantasy books to really channel my inner creative and to really get into worlds and magic and systems, like that kind of thing. That's always been a part of who I am as a writer anyway, so this feels like a magical kind of time of year to channel that even more. I've put to do more learning. I really want to push myself to learn some new things. I want to play the PlayStation. I want to play some games, you know, with work ethic and productivity and doing and creating, you also need to play to keep yourself balanced, to keep yourself healthy. So I've put to play the PlayStation. I would love to do that with my boyfriend. I've put things like cardigans and jumpers, which again, I love those. I love a cozy little hoodie and stuff like that, so I really want to do that. I want to keep up my jogging because I started jogging in summer and it helped me to lose weight fast. I don't love it. I'm not in a perfect routine by any means, but I do it at least once every week, and I would like to continue that even in the colder months, because all you have to do is put on a jumper and go out, and by the time you start running you'll start to get sweaty anyway, so I feel like there's no excuse not to do it just because the weather's changed. The video's getting a bit long, but I've put autumn decor, so I want to, like, you know, put some pumpkin things, or, you know, like autumn leaves, like something that reminds me of autumn and magic and newness. I want to cook soup and dumplings, which I love doing. I want to get my nails done. I want to get my hair trimmed. I want to do more yoga. I want to really get more into hairstyles for my natural hair. So this is my natural hair with it curly. I want to try and really bring that forward into my life more, to have it straightened less, to have it more. I put black hair because, like, I want to embrace my inner blackness and really express my Afro-Caribbean side. I want to do meditations with candles, you know, have that scent, that smell, that aesthetic. I would like to have braids again. I want to see my friend, my writer friend, and have real good writing sessions. I want to create autumn mood boards. I want to write my fantasy book, as I've said. Many movie marathons, and to start that secret thing that I've got going on in October. So yeah, I won't tell you too much about what the different months are going to be because I've kind of already mentioned them, but I will just say, like, for November I've wrote things like Frozen 2 coming out. Like, I'm really excited for Frozen. I love that film, so things like that, like writing specific things that are happening in specific months, is a great way to look forward to each month. And yeah, so that's it really. That's what I've got on my list. I've also, like with the intentions, what you do is you write memories section and a next up section. So I think I got this from Kaylin Nicholson, so if anybody recognises that, I'm not stealing from her. I do admit that I think I got that from her. So anything that happens during autumn that's like a great memory, you write it down so you don't forget it, and anything that you think of that you want to do in the next season, you write it down on the next up section so that you never forget anything that you want to do. And then I've also got like work-based things that I want to do, so different content ideas, different story ideas, and that kind of thing, to ensure that I'm keeping on top of my work and my intentions, my goals, that kind of thing. So yeah, I hope that you enjoyed this video. Sorry that I was kind of just reading at you and a bit rambly, but I think that autumn can be a great time of year if you allow it, if you really get deep and think about, okay, so what can I do even though the weather's cold, even though people are a bit, you know, quieter at this time of year, who can I show up as at this time of year to make it fun, to make it enjoyable, to make sure that you get things done and enjoy them most of the time, because the last 4 months of the year can be the best if you allow it. I know that last year, the last 4 months of the year were probably my best time of the year, so again, I hope that happens for me this year, and it can happen for you if you try. Take care guys, and I'll speak to you next week. Bye.